because I left out some stuff for my first and second grade year. And with my first and second grade year, I really get confused. Which was first grade and which was second grade in New Mexico with my mom because we moved so many different places. I remember living in like 2, 3 different houses and like 2, 3 different trailer parks or something. I don't know, but there's this one that I remember and I want to tell you my memories from this place. And, so at this trailer park, I had a babysitter and, I remember she had a little boy, and I remember my brother didn't really go with me. I don't remember him going with me anyway. He was about the same age, and I would just stay over at her house. I would go early in the morning and she would feed me breakfast. And it was usually oatmeal, which is my favorite, just like my grandma would serve me. And so it made me feel like at home. And she was always watching PBS television was on. And I remember Lamb Chop was always playing. And she was always, "This is the song that never ends." And so that got stuck in my head. And it's always been with me my whole life. And I would get on the bus. She would put me on the school bus. And then I would get off the bus at her house. And I wouldn't be there very long. And my mom would come pick me up with my little brother and everything. So I remember at this time, my favorite television show was Jim and the Holograms. I loved Jim and the Holograms. I loved them so much. Rockstar. I didn't necessarily want to be a rock star, but I loved playing Jim and the Holograms. And, whenever you're that young and you have a show that you love that much, if the next show doesn't grab your attention, then you're a kid and you want to go outside and play it. And I always did. And sure enough, my neighbors, I had 2 neighbors or sisters that lived right next door, and they always played Jim and the Holograms with me. They were a little bit older than me and would pick on me a whole lot, but oh well. And, I remember one time going over to their house to play, and I got my finger caught in the door, my middle finger, and it hurt so bad. And I ran over, and my stepdad was the only one there, and he put my finger in a glass of cold water and was just like, "You're going to have to chill out with it." And my fingernail ended up falling off. And still to this day, that fingernail looks different than all the others. So that's kind of crazy. And at this trailer park, I remember that the bus would come in there was a bus stop on one side of the trailer park and then a bus stop on the other. And we were like right in the middle, but my babysitter was on this side. And then I ended up making friends with these people down here. And they were like so much fun, girls. And they would always watch Fraggle Rock in the morning, and she watched Lamb Chops, and I didn't want to watch Lamb Chops, so I asked my mom, I begged my mom if I would get up and walk over to her house in the morning, can I get on the bus on this side? And mom's like, "Okay, as long as you do it," and I did, I would, and so maybe that's why I was allowed to be more independent, because maybe that was, whenever I was younger. I remember I was really young during this time. And I remember my mom wanting to clean up the trailer and being all upset about it being dirty and trying to clean it up and being mean about it. But she like goes into our room with me and my little brother and was like, "Y'all gonna clean this up right now." And we were just playing. We just kept on playing. Like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know. And we kept on playing. And she was like, "That's it. Everything that you don't clean up, I'm throwing away. Put it in this trash can, or put everything in the trash can, because I don't know, we're throwing it all away." And so I just looked around and found the toys that I didn't want, and I put them in the trash can. I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "What do you mean, okay?" And I was like, "I'm done. Those are the only ones I don't want." And she got mad. She was so angry about that. I don't know. But she did like bag up all of our toys and put them up. And I remember for me and my brother, it was just like, okay, whatever. I remember one time, I don't remember what I did or what the reason was, but it was before school. I feel like it was like on a Thursday or a Friday. I think it was on a Friday. But my mama whooped my butt. She whooped my butt so hardcore with a hanger too. And I mean, beat me hardcore. I remember afterwards her looking at the whelps on me, and she's like, I can't let you go to school like that. You're not going to school today. I was like, it's not a sick day, but I'm good to stay home. She's like, yeah, made me happy. So, but that, it really, it stuck out to me, and I remember feeling, I was happy that it's a sick day and I get to stay home, or not a sick day that I get to stay home, but at the same time, I felt really weird. Like, you're ashamed of what you did to me. You shouldn't have done that to me. I think you're ashamed of what you did to me. And I don't know. It just really, it sticks out to me. Yeah, I was gonna leave. I was walking out the door to go to my friend's house to go catch the bus, and she was arguing, and I was just like, I ain't got time for this. I'm gotta go. And she grabbed me back in, and that's whenever she beat me. So I don't know, but it was a scar on my childhood. It was one of those things. And that trailer park, it really does, it has a lot. I have a lot of memories there. I met a lot of kids. I had a lot of fun. I remember a little boy, I would go to his house and play, and I don't know, it was exciting. And then with the trailer park, I walked just a little bit further, and there was a apartment complex, and then there were some kids outside playing at this apartment complex. So I go over there and I start hanging out with them and having a lot of fun. And I ended up, I met a lot of kids and hung out. And that's whenever I learned about one thing that was coming out was fruit stripe gum. And I loved fruit stripe gum, and the apartment kids taught me about that. So I'm so happy that I was hanging out with them. But yeah, in New Mexico, there was a lot of different places that we lived. And I do remember one time we lived at this house that was a nice house. And there we had a dog named Penny who ended up having puppies. And our neighbor was this old lady, sweet old lady. And I would go over to her house, and she had a bunch of grapes growing in her backyard. And she was like, yeah, you can go pick them. It could have been muscadines, but I really think that they were grapes, because they weren't the kind that you squeeze into your mouth. You can eat them. I would bring them in. She'd give me a basket, and I'd bring them in. We wash them and eat them. And that was really good. At that place, I remember at the school that I was going to, because I went to so many different schools. And I remember it was the place with the lady next door. I got in trouble because this little boy was trying to say that he could whoop me, and I kicked him in the nuts. I straight up did. I was like, let's see how strong you are. Boom! And he wasn't that strong. But I got in a lot of trouble for that. A lot of trouble. They called my mama in. I called my stepdaddy in. And they were like, you need to talk to her and explain to her that that is not okay under any circumstances. And yeah, they did explain to me that, you can ruin a little boy's ability to have babies. And I always loved babies. And I was like, well, that's sad. I don't want to do that to a little boy. I'll find other ways to hurt him. I was a bad A before I hit puberty. Once I hit puberty, I was not so bad A. But at the same time, I've always been mostly passive aggressive with my stuff. Not really. It's just that boy was a bully and was being rude to everyone. And then, no. He thought he was something, but he wasn't. So I showed him in my way, in my own little way. But yeah, so, and another thing that happened in that house that I would like to forget, but yeah, one morning I woke up and they weren't up, and I wanted breakfast, and I went and I tried to open the door to let them know, hey, I want breakfast, and the door was locked. And I look under the door and I see them humping in the bed. I didn't know that's what they were doing, but I was like, okay, I guess it's okay. I'm just going to go get me some cereal. So I just went and got some cereal, and they got up and they were okay. So with me eating in cereal in the living room. So I think, yeah, a lot of my independence started there. I just became more independent and they just let me, maybe, Maybe that's how it went. Oh, goodness. But, my little brother, I remember that was also the house that they grounded me. I got grounded, I guess. I got in trouble and had to go stay in my room. And I was like, I don't even need y'all anyway. Besides, I got my own little TV. And I had this little, oh my gosh, this little, from the 1990s, little TV that you wind up and it just has the same strip that goes, and it has the little same music, little thing. And I would just wind it up and sit and watch it and just happy that, I'm happy that I'm here. You can't take away my bliss no matter what you do to me. Watching that stupid TV like that was entertaining. I don't know. I really was silly. I don't know. It is what it is. It's not what it's not. That's my motto. I say that a lot, but my little brother too. I would go into his room. I wouldn't allow him in my room. He was not allowed in my room. Are you kidding me? He's not allowed in my room. I would go in his room all the time and play with all of his toys, and I wouldn't care what he thought. Why should I care what he thinks, He's my little brother. I want to play with his toys, so I will. So I was very much like that back then. And anytime that my mom would let me have her makeup, like my aunt, whenever she would teach me makeup stuff, she would do her own face, and then she would give me a makeup that was cleaned out, and I could pretend. She's like, you can pretend to do makeup all day, But my mama, when she would give me makeup, it was real makeup, and I would deck myself out like a rock star, like for real a rock star. Yeah. Always, like, they were like, whoa, it's intense. She'll learn later. But I was trying to make it intense. That was my goal, was to make it intense. I still love intense makeup, and I'll do that still. I still play dress up with my makeup to this day. So, of course, there was many years that I quit. Since I've got in touch with my inner child, I realize that's one of the things that she loves to do. So I do it for her. So, yeah. Another thing that I really enjoyed doing, or I really enjoyed during my New Mexico times, was I wanted a cat. I always wanted a cat. I had a cat at my grandma's, and I would always go to bed with my cat at my grandma's, and my grandma would come in once I was asleep and remove the cat. And but at my mama's, I was not allowed to have a cat because my mother is allergic to cats, and so she did not want a cat. So this little girl was always going and getting cats, always going to get a new kitten, always getting a new kitten, and it turned out tragic a lot. It really did. Looking back on some of them didn't. Some of them really, I mean, most of them got released into the alley. I didn't ever kill any on purpose. Never. I remember one kitten I was feeding. I would sneak hot dogs to feed it every day. And whenever I get home from school, I feed it whenever in the morning, whenever I get home from school. And it was just for about a week, really. And that kitten, I came home and she was gone. And I had to bury her. And yeah, my friends, one of my friends called me the death kitten, or kitten death doctor or something. But I really did love kittens, and I just wanted a kitten, and I just wanted to be able to take care of them, and I really didn't know what I was doing. So I do forgive myself for those times, but I'm not saying it was a good thing. And never did I ever kill a kitten on purpose. Always it was, I cared it to death. I cared many kittens to death, and it really is sad. I'm smiling and crying. I know, but it is. It's tough. But there you go. There's your little rewind. Just hodgepodge together. So hope that you liked it, and thank you for watching.